Psychology is one of the sciences concerned with the study of behavior and the mind. It includes focusing on conscious and unconscious phenomena, as well as feeling, perception, attention, and thought. It also aims to understand the characteristics of the brain and the variety of phenomena that are related to these characteristics. It is also an academic field characterized by its enormous scope, as it is classified as a social science that aims to understand individuals and groups and their interaction between people. Like personal relationships that include psychological flexibility and family flexibility, this is done by establishing general principles and researching specific cases. Psychology is one of the amazing sciences that includes a lot of theories about information about human psychology, and this information includes the following. 1. The human mind can sense when someone is staring at him, even if he is sleeping or not opening his eyes. 2. The brain cannot read during a dream. This is because the part of the brain associated with dreaming is separated from the part of the brain responsible for reading. The brain's abilities are more active at night than it is in the afternoon. The blue color has the ability to calm people, and it is one of the colors that relieves stress and tension. Because the body secretes certain hormones that act on it after seeing this color. 3. Watching dreams in general helps to overcome the painful and bad experiences that a person goes through, as well as those he tries to subconsciously suppress. 4. There are many people who develop mental disorders that make them convince themselves that their life is part of a TV series. 5. Many people think that they have the ability to do more than one thing at a time, but in fact the brain can only focus on one thing, so the focus may shift from one thing to another. 6. Reading books and paper is much easier than reading on the internet. That's because the screen distracts a person's mind and focus and causes eye strain. 7. Blaming is one of the involuntary actions that an individual does when he is exposed to an embarrassing or bad situation. He blames another person or the circumstances, and this is an act of human nature. Phobias are considered one of the disorders that affect a large number of people, and it is also one of the most prevalent types of mental disorders in the world. 8. The type of music people listen to often expresses their view of the world in which they live. Spending on others makes people feel happier than spending money on themselves, as some studies indicate that spending money on experiences brings more joy than spending money on owning a particular commodity. In other words, spending on a trip brings more happiness than buying a new piece of furniture. 30% of pregnant women develop a psychiatric disorder called pica disorder. It is the craving for substances that are unhealthy or not particularly useful during pregnancy. 9. There are genetic genes in the human body that can make a person negative most of the time. 10. If the brain is subject to rejection of a certain thing, it leads to the feeling of pain as any part of the body feels a specific injury. 68% of people feel that the phone is vibrating. However, it does not vibrate, and this is known as phantom syndrome. 11. Paris syndrome is defined as a psychological trauma and often appears in Japanese tourists when they see the real city of Paris, because they paint another picture in their imagination of their city of Paris in Japan. 12. Many scholars have confirmed that there are people who are arguing on the internet or provoking talk away from the topic. They are narcissistic or sadistic people. 13. Sometimes we need to get acquainted with general information in psychology, especially if it is information related to human psychology and psychology. Like having a person's favorite song has a lot to do with the events they've been through emotionally. 14. There is a theory that says that dealing with happy people makes a person happier and vice versa. Several studies have confirmed that people between the ages of 18 and 33 are more likely to suffer from psychological stress. 15. An intelligent person underestimates himself as opposed to a fool, because they overestimate themselves. If we remember an event, we actually only remember the last time we did that event. No matter how hard we try to remember, it is impossible to remember what the beginning of the dream was during sleep. 16. Several studies have confirmed that most of the decisions that an individual makes during the day result from the subconscious and the subconscious. 17. People who remember certain moments before bed are often responsible for their happiness or vice versa. 18. Persuading ourselves that we slept well actually tricks our mind into not feeling tired during the day. Too many people are texting and are not actually able to say it. Singing reduces depression significantly. 19. There is a lot of real psychological information that not many people know about. Although it is information about the human psyche and psychology, such as the feeling of being ignored by people who infiltrate the pain that occurs in the body as a result of psychological trauma. 20. Many people are afraid of feeling happy. They think that something not good will happen to them after this happiness. Psychology confirmed that people falling in love does not take much time. It only takes 4 minutes. The more people try to hide their feelings for a particular person, the stronger those feelings will be. When someone asks a question and says, they are talking about the bad things we've done lately. 21. That individuals who are born blind, they never developed schizophrenia. People falling in love in the first year increases some secretions in the body that increase the rate of stress, especially if love is one-sided. 22. Many researchers have confirmed that it is possible for an individual to approach many people in his life. He thinks he feels love for them, but he feels comfortable with only one person. Several studies have confirmed that kinetic scans performed on the brain. If a person sees a picture of someone he loves, this makes him secrete some chemicals, making him recover from some diseases.